Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. One of my favorite things about what I get to do on a pretty regular basis is help people draw out their vision. Like, what do they want to do? Who do they want to be? And where are they going? I get to do this with couples where we talk about a marriage vision. Who do you want to be as a couple? And then when you develop that and it sits out here, that's something that you get to move towards. I get to do it with individuals, and when they are figuring out, like, what do I want my career to look like? Or what do I want the next 10 years of my life to look like? And one of my friends, Steve, actually does this with his team. He runs a real estate group, and he does vision boarding. I don't know if you've ever heard of vision boarding, but he does an activity where he takes his team through. They kind of see where do they want to be, what are the goals they want to have, and it's always just a little bit bigger than goals. It's like, what am I really seeing and chasing, and what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? And then what are the steps that I could take to get there? It seems so simple when we stop and talk about it, but it's so difficult for us to do for ourselves. And this vision idea actually makes me think of a GPS. When you think about your summer road trips, most of us use GPS. We have it in our pocket, or we still have one that's suction cupped to our window. But we have to have a couple of things when you think about a GPS. You not only need to have where you're going figured out, we've got to have the destination, but we also need to have where we are currently at. And so when you think about your GPS, most of us don't think about the where we are currently at because it grabs our current location. But we need to know where we are, what here looks like, and what there looks like. And then how might we get there? And when we consider our faith journey, the same exact thing happens. We have a faith GPS. My favorite part about a GPS is that you can change the voices. And Waze is my favorite because you can actually record your own voice and say a bunch of crazy things. I actually have a voice on Waze that I did on a road trip. I was really bored. And I did it in a Scottish accent. I have a Scottish accent that I call Willie. And so if you take that concept, if you stop and think about the voice that should be controlling your GPS, it's almost like we get to, in our lives, we get to dream, we get to cast that vision, we get to see where we want to go. But then we get to go into the settings and set that voice to God's voice. So we have our vision and our goals and our dreams. And then we ask God, how are we going to get there? And what do you want from us along that journey? It makes me think of a verse in Ephesians 1. The whole chapter of Ephesians 1 really talks about Jesus engaging with the world and engaging with us and drawing the best out of us. And so in Ephesians 1, 11 through 18, it says this. It says, "It is in Christ that we find out who we are and what we are living for." So it's in Christ we get to figure out what here is, where we are currently, and where we're going. And then long before we first heard of Jesus and got our hopes up, he had his eye on us. He's been helping us, shaping us, and planning this. He had designs for us, for glorious living, for more than we could ever hope for or expect. And part of the overall purpose he's working out in everything and everyone, Jesus gets to be the voice of our GPS in this life. But we also get to pick. God invited us to be be co-authors in this journey for our road trip. And so this week, as you live out your life, I want to ask you to do a couple things in your own life. I want you to figure out what things, like what is here. So if you picture your life GPS, the summer road trip journey, what is here? Where are you currently? Where do you want to go? Really spend some time reflecting and just thinking through, who do I want to be? What do I want to have? What do I want to achieve? And then make sure that you switch the settings to what does God want to play? What role can God play in that journey from here to there in our lives? Don't go on your road trip. Don't live this journey with any other voice as your guide.